two, y'all really come with Chris Brown tears Quavo apart. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I feel like what Quavo messed up in his beef is the nigga responded, bro. Real shit, bro. I feel like if he just didn't respond, nah, never mind. Cause that nigga would have got. Cause then no cuts of like when Chris Brown was like, hey, that bitch nigga Quavo, like he avoided me. I ain't gonna lie, see, like sometimes niggas put you in a situation where it's just a lose, but nigga, like that's why you gotta study the 48 laws of power, man. Cause nigga, you gotta be on your shit, cause right, I ain't heard one person say Quavo look like he won his beat. Y'all, let's go ahead and get to people, new subscribers out.
What's poppin', y'all? It was just the other day that I was saying, man, this Drake and Kendrick stuff is so poppin' that we completely disregarded the Chris Brown and Quavo beef that kicked off. It started off with Chris Brown. He like put out some comments or dropped a bar in a song that he was on. It kind of escapes me how it happened initially, but Quavo responded with a song really quickly. The song was tender. He kind of comes at him for the Rihanna thing as per usual, and he's just Quavoing on the track. He's not really rapping. So we were like, okay, cool. But the last thing I expected was for Chris Brown to reply faster than Kendrick Lamar. Now, Kendrick Lamar's...
Bro, I honestly don't think this nigga Kendrick gonna respond. If he do, bro, it's gonna be either years from now, and nigga nobody gonna give a damn, or like he gonna do it like during the album or something, bro. And even when this nigga do respond, bro, I ain't gonna give a shit about it. Me personally, like nigga, at this point, nigga, fuck the beef, fuck nigga, fuck it.
We need some sort of explanations, man. Drake has dropped 2 tracks. I'm probably gonna talk about the second track in another video today, if it drops today. My mom might drop 2 or 3. So Drake has dropped multiple tracks. Chris Brown is replying. Quavo is replying. The only person that's ducking beef is Kendrick Lamar. So what's up with that? That's not the whole topic, but we gotta take aim at Kendrick for a second. So Chris Brown on this track, the singer is actually rapping, and boy, he goes in on Quavo with this. We don't even know if he's lying or not, but just the lore behind this is so in favor of Chris Brown because, number one, Chris Brown is more talented than Quavo.
Damn.
Chris Brown has a better catalog than Quavo.
Damn.
Chris Brown has more hits than Quavo.
Damn.
Chris Brown has more hits than the Migos, even if you want to throw Quavo's... Quavo's.
That
even
nigga
if you want to throw Quavo in the Migos. So overall, career-wise, Chris Brown and talent-wise, he's better than Quavo. But that's not what this beef is about. But it just kind of already makes us more in favor of Chris Brown. But Chris Brown's an R&B star. R&B / somewhat was at one point kind of a pop star. Then you've got Quavo who, yeah, you've kind of just got Quavo. In a while. Can you believe we used to call this guy, or not we, I'm not going to loop myself in with you guys. Can you believe people used to call him the Beyonce of the Migos? And people used to say like, yeah, this guy's the star, until he dropped that piece of garbage album by himself.
Bro, you already know whose side this nigga, oh God, shit. This nigga's ripping this nigga apart, guys. Damn.
Let me not forget Huncho Jack Huncho. That is a garbage album. And it's not just because of Quavo, but that album sucked.
I didn't even know.
I will not forget y'all gassing that up for a total of 36 hours.
What is that?
Completely forget about it. You ask most Travis Scott fans his discography, they won't even
that's a Travis Scott.
Jack Huncho. Not because I think that they don't remember the album or know about it, but it's not at the forefront of their mind because it did not leave a lasting impression whatsoever. So the big highlights that came out of the Chris Brown track was him mentioning Saweetie multiple times, not by name objectively, but, saying like revenge is sweet. She was saying, oh, there's something sweet about that. And also alluding to the fact that, oh, I got some tea about that chick, but I ain't gonna speak about that ish. So it's kind of setting it up the way Drake set up, I believe it was Push-Ups, where he says, oh, this is just me warming up. I still got way more that you guys haven't even seen yet. You won't even imagine what I've got next. So that's kind of how he sets it up. And I think the takeoff comment really hit different because people were saying that it should have been Quavo instead of Takeoff. Like, that was not something that Chris Brown just tried to spin up a narrative on. There were a couple of different reasons. Some people were saying it as a meme because they just enjoyed Takeoff more than they enjoyed Quavo, and Takeoff is a way better rapper than Quavo. And Takeoff's album was better than Quavo. Quavo, out of the 3, had the worst debut solo album. But people were also saying it because they believed that it was Quavo's fault that Takeoff even died. Like, it was Quavo's temper and inability to kind of de-escalate a situation that led to it to escalate to a point where...
I ain't gonna lie, like, now you hearing all this, y'all got me thinking this nigga Chris Brown, Quavo lost too. Shit. Y'all on this nigga ass. Shit, I didn't even know all this beef. Shit.
Takeoff's dead now. And we don't even know what's going on with that case, really. Kind of just quieted down, and yeah, I mean, Chris Brown could really go in on that point. Kind of like, hey, you know, you're acting tough, but the guy that killed your brother, figuratively speaking, is still out. I think Chris Brown could get a lot more disrespectful with this, but he didn't. And we got to remember, when it comes to the backstory behind this, we all saw that one clip of Chris Brown at Fashion Week. They sat him right next to Quavo, and he talks about it on this track. Damn. And he says, man, I had to hold myself back. And usually people will be capping about this, but you could just see, like, Quavo looked visibly uncomfortable, and he was like, you know, he probably was aware of the camera recording.
That DDG?
He's thinking, oh, man.
I just realized that's DDG next to.
So he's messing around on his phone. Chris Brown looks uncomfortable too, but not the uncomfortable of fear, but the discomfort of, man, they sat me next to this dude. I already got a reputation of being violent. There's no way I'm gonna act out here. Man, I gotta hold myself back right now. Because we know Chris Brown gets busy. Chris Brown will throw hands. I wouldn't say Chris Brown's like Blueface, because he's not an absolute. He doesn't have zero impulse control. Blueface has absolutely no impulse control. I don't think the thought of consequences come into Blueface's head. I think he just starts throwing hands. He just starts just doing whatever, shooting, whatever it is. And then he's like, damn, I got arrested? Shoot, what just happened? And he tries to figure it out later. And that's why he's still sitting in jail. This is the quietest we've seen Blueface in quite a while. But we're not going to dive into a whole.
At first he was talking from jail.
I'm glad he got Chris Brown out. Do y'all know? I love Chris Brown music.
I can tell.
Chris Brown.
I can tell.
Heavy into Chris Brown music. For me, I really enjoyed the Fame album. Fame and X. Yeah, Fame and X were definitely one of my favorites. Of course, like his first album, but when we're talking like post 2012, 2013, Chris Brown. Also, that mixtape that he had with Tyga was fire too. People sleep on Chris Brown's rapping, but for me, it was X and Fame that were incredible albums. Also, Heartbreak on Full Moon, it was like Heartbreak something. It was a song that had, not the song, the album that had about 38, 40 tracks, and people were making fun of him for it. But that was a fire album. Like, if you really sat through and listened, you don't even got to listen to the whole thing.
Niggas say, if I already sat down and listened, motherfucker, you already sat there for 2 hours and 25, nigga, what the
Just pick any random song off and pick 5, and they will be fire. So Chris Brown's been somebody that's been really consistent. Quavo is the weakest Migo, objectively.
Damn.
Even now, we're just paying attention to Offset. And that's not just because he's with Cardi B, which assists Offset, of course, in his celebrity. But Offset has been doing performances. He's been showing he can do performances. He's been demonstrating his personality a lot more. Because if you guys remember way back,
Bentley was...
It felt like the Migos were devoid of any personality, especially Quavo. Takeoff as well, but at least Takeoff made up for it in the rapping. Whereas Quavo, now, we're just like, has Quavo dropped a project? What has Quavo even done for us lately? Has Quavo gone on a tour? Are they booking Quavo to do performances? Like, we see Rollin' Loud, Offset up there. Do we even see Quavo? And Quavo and Offset are having issues now. Or we don't know if the issues are still there, but man, like the last thing that we heard from Quavo that did anything was Hotel Lobby, and that was with Takeoff, and that album of theirs did well. Oh yeah, did they drop a second album? Only Built for Infinity Links.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that right now. That was not the album that they had together, was it?
That was the album they had together. Before Takeoff.
I'm tripping. So yeah, that was a couple of years ago. Why do I not remember that album title?
Because that's like right before Takeoff passed, so like the his passing kind of like overshadowed the album, sadly. Man, I remember when Takeoff passed. That was a sad day, bro. I don't know, bro. We just be losing too many people, black people, to gun violence, and like people in like these positions shouldn't even be around some shit like this. Like, I don't know, bro. It's terrible, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
I think like since 2018, I think we have lost a rapper back to back. Like 2018 was like X, then 19 was Juice, 20 was 20. Well, I think, did we lose Pop Smoke in 19 or 20? I know we lost Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant is in the damn, whatchamacallit. Who did we lose? Bro, we lost somebody in 20. I forgot who it was. 21. Was that King Von? Bro, I don't know, bro. We really losing niggas every year, bro. Basically.
To get my point.
Basically.
So I'm really interested to see not only how Quavo responds to this, he has to come with heat. He must. It's inexcusable. And that can really get him talked about again and popping to the point where I wouldn't say we don't pay attention to things that Quavo does. It's just that Quavo hasn't done much lately for us to pay attention to.
Nigga, he lost a nephew, bro. What the hell, bro? What did I be expecting from these niggas? Like, bro, like, he lost his nephew. Like, he's not finna be in the news like that. Like, he's not finna be popping and shit like that. Like, I mean, I guess Offset did too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Like, he dropped that album Rocket Power, which.
But not take up. Quavo saw this shit, so I don't know, bro. It's just different, bro. Everybody grieves different, bro. Just give them like some leeway, bro.
Do you guys remember that album? I mean, he had that song Greatness on there, but
Disciples, that shit. I play that shit damn near every day.
really, I don't even recall it. I didn't even listen to the album. That's how little I cared about it. And that was kind of like a tribute album to Takeoff.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing that Offset has objectively demonstrated to us he does not need the Migos. He's good. Or he does not need a group. Quavo, I don't think he's yet to do that. Or yet to do that to the level at which he succeeded with the Migos. So for instance, let's just take it as a group. Let's say from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the highest. Migos together, they were a 1. So
Look at that astronaut doing. Fuck.
so it's like top group, one of the top groups of all time.
What is he
easily.
doing?
And then let's say Takeoff, his solo career, we'll put it at like maybe like a 4, right? And then I'll put Offset's solo career at maybe even a 2, maybe even a 2-3. It's below the Migos. As Migos, they were way hotter altogether. And then Quavo, he's got to be. Is he lower than Takeoff? Album wise, yes, but fame wise, I would say no, because he was out there more. So we'll put him at the same level. You still got Offset ahead when it comes to the full package, like people paying attention to what he's doing and listening to his music and him being a star. So I want to hear more from Quavo this year. He can't just take a break. Like, Quavo needs to be hustling like he fell off. Which I'm not saying he did, but he needs to be moving like that. Like Rich the Kid, remember? This doesn't quite compare because Rich the Kid's peak has never been what the Migos' peak was, or Quavo's peak, solo even. But Rich the Kid has always worked like he was about to fall off. And he did fall off multiple times, but the work ethic never stopped. And that's one thing that people cannot take from Rich the Kid. But that's pretty much what I've got to say on this topic. Chris Brown, he came out swinging, fire track. Obviously, there's not like crazy bars in there, but it does the job. And let's keep it a buck. Most of y'all not even looking for crazy bars like that. Let me know what you.
Why does fucking Drake look like Sid the Sloth? Why they both? What is? Anyways, I learned a lot about Quavo and this damn more about Quavo than Chris Brown. Damn, Quavo, you got to lock in. Like, I actually like. Well, I didn't listen to the whole album. I listened to like Disciples, Greatness, off his. I think that album dropped in January, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But y'all let me know. Y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next video. We out.